So like it or not, the clubs, bars, pubs, all across the country and over the world are closed at the moment, which means that for us DJs, the only way that we can kind of do what we like, the place that DJing is happening right now, is online. And live streaming has become such a saturated market in recent weeks, and there's so much kind of conflicting information about what works, what doesn't work, buy this, buy that. There's just so much conflicting information out there that I thought I'd put together a quick video about what I've learned so far. Obviously this is an ongoing thing, I'm kind of researching more and learning more every single day, but I thought this is a kind of good place to start where I can show you what I've learned so far, and hopefully it might help you out a little bit as well. So first thing, if you want a professional DJ live stream, the first thing that you need to think about is your audio, and getting good audio into wherever you're streaming from. So you could be streaming from a phone, so your iPhone or Android device, a Mac, PC. If you're using a phone, the kind of cheapest and most affordable way to get direct audio that I found is to get something called a TRRS cable. Now you can find these for relatively cheap online. The most popular of which being the Rode SC4, and basically you just take a kind of phono out into a kind of jack, and that will then it allows your iPhone to basically see that cable as an input rather than an output. You can find it for around £10 on Amazon, so it's pretty cheap. My only kind of caveat with that is if you are using a kind of newer iPhone, so an iPhone 10, iPhone 8 or above, whatever one doesn't have a built-in headphone port, it can be pretty intermittent, not just with the headphone adapters that come like the official Apple ones, but also third-party offerings as well. If you're streaming from your phone and nothing else, other products to consider are things like the Evermix box, and the iRig 2 and the iRig Stream. I think they just go into a lightning port, so you don't really have to worry about the headphone adapter. And if you've got a supported DJ mixer, so something like the DJM 900 Nexus 2, these have a USB port that you can link up with an iPhone app called DJ Rec, and it gives you the option to go live to Facebook just using the audio that's coming out of the mixer, not having to worry about any cables, adapters or anything. It's just a standard lightning cable into your phone, and that will get you clean audio. If you're broadcasting from your Mac or Windows PC, I'd consider getting a kind of cheap USB audio interface, something like a Scarlett 2i2. Behringer do really good kind of cheap audio interfaces as well. All you'd need is just take a master out or a booth out of your DJ mixer or controller, plug it into the USB, and then you'll get your audio that way. If you don't have the right audio cables, you can mess around and try and create a virtual audio cable. Now basically what this means is you are routing audio inside of your operating system. I've tried this out on Mac. It's what I used for my live stream the other day. I'm sure you can do it in Windows, but I haven't had a chance to test it. On a Mac, I downloaded a free piece of software called iShowU Audio. And then inside of Traktor, I've set my recording output into iShowU Audio. Whatever sound I send to it from Traktor or Serato, it will then see that as an input and it will just play direct audio. It's a little bit nerdy and it does take a little bit of tinkering with your input and output settings, but it does work. There are loads of different options out there, and you might have success in one thing where others might have run into problems. So I'd say test out as many different options as you can and then just go with the easiest option. In terms of streaming, you can just go live directly from your phone or your Mac just using the Facebook website or app, and that's great. But I think if you want to give your streams a little bit more of a professional and creative advantage, make them a bit more eye-catching or add your branding, I would download a piece of software called OBS. Now this is Open Broadcasting Software, I think it stands for, and it's basically a free and open source streaming platform, which is incredibly powerful considering it's a free piece of software. So this will allow you to route multiple audio channels. You can add your logo on there, you could have images, videos, and if you do a little bit more tinkering as well, there are loads of plugins as well, so you can make the software run exactly how you want it to run. For example, in my live stream that I did the other day, I added an audio visualizer which reacted to whatever I played, just for something a little bit more visual on there. So in terms of cameras and visuals, if you're a DJ live streaming, I hate to break it to you, but there are people are watching for the music and not for your beautiful face, I'm afraid. But if you're using OBS, there is an app that you can download for your iPhone called OBS Camera, and this is a great way to add a little bit more production value into your streams. So if you've got an old iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch knocking around, you can hook it up with a lightning cable. You can hook up as many as you want as far as I know, and use each one of your iPhones or iPads or iOS devices as another camera. Now these are, some of these iPhones can record in 4K, at the very least 1080p, which is much better than most kind of webcams can do. All you have to do is load the app onto your iPhone, connect it via a USB cable, and then inside of OBS, add the source as iOS camera. You will need to download a plugin just off of the OBS website to make this work, but it's a really easy install. The main thing that I would suggest is use the things that you have around your house. If you've got an old webcam, use that. If you've got a DSLR camera and the right cables to connect it up to use it as a webcam, use that. I haven't tried a lot of these options, but I don't see any reason why it couldn't work. Now, the biggest problem with streaming that I found, especially on Facebook, is copyright. And having your stream cut short halfway through, especially when things are kind of like building up and you've actually got a bit of an audience, Facebook will just kind of cut it. At the moment, the place to stream seems to be on Twitch. Twitch has been around for ages. It's mainly been used as a kind of gaming service, but anyone can stream on there. And I think in terms of getting around copyright, I've tested out many different streams over the last few days on Twitch. I haven't had a single one pulled down for copyright. YouTube, I've had one pulled for copyright, and Facebook, pretty much every single one I have has been pulled for copyright. A good way of kind of circumventing this, or at least having a fail-safe, is to use a bit of streaming software or use a streaming platform like Restream.io. It's a website, and basically this will simultaneously broadcast your live stream to additional channels. At the same time that you're live on Facebook, you can also be live on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Periscope, any kind of live streaming channel that you want. You can stream it to there, which I think is awesome. If you are doing this, I would include a message in your video saying where to go if the stream is being taken down, but I'd put that on the video itself. Don't put a URL in the description, because it will lower the overall reach that Facebook will show your live video to. Some other little tricks that I picked up for getting around copyright recently is inside of OBS on the audio channel, I put in a VST plugin. It's just a sound shifter, pitch shifter plugin. I also tried to put on things like percussion and drum intros over the track that's currently playing, just to try and confuse the algorithm a little bit. Doesn't always work. The biggest piece of advice that I have when it comes to what music you play on your live stream is to stay away where you can from officially released music. You can create a decent stream with unofficial remixes and bootlegs. Actually, this is probably a really good time to check out things like Hypedit charts, or if you've got friends who do remixes and bootlegs, reach out to them and see what sort of music they're working on at the moment. There are loads of other things I could talk about streaming, such as countdown visuals, chat integration, all of this sort of stuff. I am doing more research every single day about that sort of stuff, so if you do want to know more about that, then let me know and I'll try and come up with another video on that. If you've got any little tips and tricks, let me know in the comments, because I'm always wanting to kind of learn more about this. And if you want help setting up OBS, or you have any questions about streaming, just slide into my DMs and I will help you out as best I can. Cool, thanks very much. Hope this helped, and I will see you next time.